To sauce your foot or not sauce your foot? That's the day old question today. Ladies and gentlemen, Vietnamese pho. So it's been a while since I had pho in front of you, right? It's quite some time since I had some pho in front of you, but we got homemade pho. You know, it's been a while since I had this too. Grace Island Soda ginger beer. So let's wipe the appetite. Sip on this first. That's the best ginger beer ever. But here's the question. To sauce or not to sauce? In my opinion, in my gracefulness, sauce, in my opinion, will always be on the side for dipping, right? How would you mask a beautiful beef broth, you know? Beef broth is very tricky, you know, not tricky in a way, but takes a very long time to brew, okay? To get that full depth of beef. You don't want to mask the beef taste. You want to enhance it. Enhance it by not piling sauce in your beef broth. That's only my opinion, right? But everybody has their own way. I used to put sauce in my pho, but my taste bud, my taste bud developed and got more mature, so I appreciate it more, right? I'm not saying your taste bud is not more mature or anything. I'm just saying it will develop in time, and you appreciate the beef broth, the brewed beef broth one day, just like tonkotsu, just like any pork broth from Japanese ramen, right? You'll enjoy it more. But what am I saying? I'm very hungry right now. I'm just babbling right now, but let's just go for it. So what I like to do is enhance it. How I enhance it? Some chili, lots of chili. So these fresh chilies will give it more of a oomph to it, more fresher taste to it than sriracha, I'd say, in my opinion. But you can do whatever you please. Some fresh basil, and you know what? Before we even start this, it's a big bowl of pho today. I'm just gonna top this off with that bone broth. Man, oh shoot! Now this is a bowl of pho right here. Let's go. We got everything in it. Broth. I swear, once you start making pho, you appreciate the broth more, right? That's heavenly. Noodles. Okay. All right. You know what? There's people in America who eats this with jalapenos. I say try the Thai chili. No hate on the jalapeno, but the jalapeno is not spicy. The jalapeno gives it more of a green pepper taste rather than like a spicy kick to it. That's my opinion. But try the Thai chili, right? Okay, I want some beef. Okay, dip. You can eat it however you want. Just my opinion, yeah. Now that's amazing. Oh, yeah. Oh man. Noodles. You know, there's people out here dressing their foot up to the max. Changing it. And it's not even foot no more, you know? Oh. And I feel like it comes to a part where it just feels like it's an auto suggestion, you know? You guys know what that means? An auto suggestion, like you just do it because you do it because you just do it because you feel like you just have to do it. But I'm gonna say, you don't. All right, you don't. Break that old habit. Wow. I was gonna add some lime in. Man. Once you come across a very good broth, appreciate it. Appreciate it. They took the time to brew it. Like I said, even it comes down to a good broth, I still hear people say, I'm gonna put the hoisin and sriracha in. Again, it's that auto suggestion moment, you know? It's like you just have to do it. Break that habit. Enjoy it purely like this. But hey, I do gotta say one thing though too. I have come across a lot. When I say a lot, I mean a lot of joints skipping steps too. How do I know? By their broth. When you distinguish between bone broth, rock sugar broth, powder broth, when I mean powder broth, I mean instant pho broth, you'll know your levels of pho, alright? So there's bone broth, there's rock sugar broth, and there's pho powder broth. When I say pho powder broth, the pho powder broth will always have a significant, like, a taste to it that you always know, and that's the powder broth. Rock sugar broth is always sweet, not sweet because of the bones. Like when we said, the sweetness is coming from the bone. That's why when it's a good bone broth, you taste the bone in there, right? Ever had a good tonkotsu broth? That's a good collagen broth, and you will distinguish it, right? But I'm not gonna lie too. There's watered down broth too, and you will distinguish a watered down broth. And I don't blame people for putting hoisin and sriracha in their pho when it's a watered down broth. What I mean by watered down broth is that they had a good broth already, and for them to make more money, they will have to add water to it. So they feel like it's a, what is it? And like a base. They have a base already. They have a base like this much left, and it's kind of concentrated down already because every time you cook pho, it will always condense down because of the condensation when you cook it, right? And it will always condense down to like this much or whatever it is that they have, and they will always throw water in it and boil it up and maybe put some fish sauce or whatever to bring it back up. But I taste it. I know what it is. I know it's watered out, and I know they try to fill it up with like other like flavors of Vietnamese pho, and that's how they profit, right? They have the best profit out of it, but you can taste it. And I don't judge people for um, putting hoisin or sriracha in it because of that broth, right? Because they try and get an extra few bucks from you. But I just want to say, when you got that taste lingering in your mouth, what I just explained here, go find another pho spot, alright? Because there are plenty of pho spots that do take the time to make really good pho beef broth. It usually broth too, where it's like heavy sense of cinnamon, star anise. Like the heaviness comes out for it, and you don't taste the beef no more. You just taste the essence of it, and that's the watered down broth, right? Rock sugar broth. How can I explain rock sugar broth? Just take some sugar in a cup and stir it all around. You got rock sugar broth. How can I explain a really good beef broth? Light, beefy, rich, umami. Like when you take a sip of this, it should be light in a way where you have full depth of beefiness. But not too much beefiness, but it's beefy to a point where it's just creamy. That's the bone talking to you. That's the beef bone talking to you.